Howdy everybody, this is the Brandt from Step Into the Portal, and I am setting up here to play a little speed run of the Rise of Red Skull campaign. So what I had an idea for was, I wonder how fast I could get through the standard campaign. Now I'm playing standard because it just kind of keeps everything down to an easier level to play. Obviously I can go quicker with less health on the villains and whatnot. And my initial idea was literally like time. How fast can I play, put a timer on, and go, and see how quick I can get through it. But I just decided it didn't really make sense because like setting up all the villains and all that, like as much as it's a neat dexterity game, I don't know that it really allows other people to participate. My other goal here is, like I said, to get people to participate. Like, let's go through various heroes and see how each hero can do or what each aspect can do. So I thought it'd be like a fun community thing for people to try, especially when a lot of people are playing solo. So instead, I'm going to use just a health dial as a timer and see how many turns I can do this. Now, in practice, I've done it in 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 turns. So we're going to see what happens on video here. Somewhere in the 14 to 18 range is what I would hope for. The character I picked was Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. I think, in my opinion, I think she's the one who's going to be able to do this the fastest. She has the highest burst damage to me. The other one that seems like would be really good is She-Hulk. But again, I'd like to try for each character. How can each character do? How quickly can they get through? And again, it's just a fun thing. Like, it's not a, whatever, this has to be this or whatnot. So I'm just going to run through the deck that I'm going to use, because that's the other thing that I decided to do for this. I was just going to build one deck that'll get through all of the villains. So I think that's the other element that I want to have on there. So why the big deal with Captain Marvel? Well, she gets the card draw, and she plays into card draw. Obviously, everybody does, but she has the ability to draw just amazingly good cards with high burst damage. So that's the big deal. Also, she has 12 health. She could just sit up and take a beating for a little bit. On this side, she has another card draw. As long as she has a damage to be healed, she can draw a card by discarding. So that's kind of the idea. So in her kit of 15 cards, the cards that are a big deal here are by far these energy absorptions. These are going to be huge with the 3 icons. Then she's got 3 photonic blasts, which deal 5 damage, and if you spend a lightning, draw another card. So these are obviously a clear connection. Put these two together, draw, deal 5 damage. And then the energy channels are the other two, where you can put lightning on these, and then every time, and then each lightning you discard is worth 2 damage. So that's going to give us 10 damage for these. It's interesting, I don't always use these as 10 damage because sometimes the villain's at 8 and I just want to get them flipped over to the other side. So the way you deal damage is interesting, which I think is another key part for Captain Marvel. The Alpha Flight Station is interesting. If I get it early, I'll often do it because it'll let me draw on the second and third turn, but if I get it late, I usually don't play it because it's just wasting cards, and it's a great build card, but it's not a good card for speed. Spider-Woman's kind of the same way. If I can confuse the villain and flip down for a turn and beat him on that third turn, without ticking over on the scheme, that's exactly what I'll use her for, or maybe a block, but overall she's a little too expensive. And the rest of her cards don't matter. Captain Marvel's helmet I will never play, and these cards I will cycle every time. I think once I played Crisis Interdiction to remove threat because I have some follows in the deck. So then I've got neutral cards. I've got the 3 basic double resources. I've got 3 Haymakers because they have lightning bolts, which is the name of the game here, and they deal 3 damage. So anytime I have a card that deals damage, that's how I'm going to speed through damage. Endurance I barely ever play, but if I'm dying or falling apart or need one last turn, I can drop an Endurance for 3 hit points. Lightning bolt. Nick is amazing. I can use him early to draw 3 cards. I can use him late to just deal 4 damage and attack for 2, or even thwart if I want to remove a key threat like in Red Skull. Then I have Quake because she's cheap. She can block and she can deal 2 damage, so it's good damage output. Jessica Jones I'm basically only using if there's a whole bunch of side schemes in play, and then she can scheme for more. I can get her out there. She can also deal 2 damage on a later turn and maybe block for me, although blocking's not a big deal. Then I've got, really the key problem card here is Stealth Strike. I've got 3 of these because they deal 4 damage for 3. Can also remove threat if need be. But these are going to be secondary. I'm not playing these as often. If I can play a Photonic Blast for 5 damage, I will do that. Concussive Blow, again, like Spider-Woman I can deal damage and confuse if I want to flip down for a turn, but I'm basically trying to beat every villain in 3 turns. So it's flip up, flip down, flip up. So there's one opportunity to use these. They're punches, so I'm getting rid of them otherwise. My Power of Justice to feed things up. Skilled Investigator, if I have a leftover card, I'm going to drop this. This is one I'm not sure. I could switch this out just straight up for a Lightning Bolt, but I usually drop it and then try to remove a scheme, because then I can draw a card, and I'm always hoping when I draw a card, I'll draw one of these cards. Maybe the Energy Channel as well. But if I draw this, whoa, it was totally worth a card draw. And you'll see I'll mostly go through my deck. I've got 3 Followeds. These don't really happen in the first 2 because there's not a lot of side schemes and I'm not removing them. Even in Taskmaster, I'm actually not really going after the allies at all because it's a speed run. If I can get one as a consequence or drop this to be able to get one, I will to deal damage, but this is a way to deal 4 direct damage while removing threat, which might also combo and letting me draw a card. So if I can get that big combo going, I will, or if it just makes sense to remove this. I also use these a lot against Zola and Red Skull, especially because Red Skull puts one out. So there's that. A foiled in case I flip down and just need to keep the scheme from moving over to the next one, and it's got a Lightning Bolt. A Clear the Area, again for the card draw. I'm thinking of adding more of these. It's the lack of Lightning Bolt that keeps me out. And then for Justice, again, these have Lightning Bolts. I barely ever play them, but if I want to remove 4 threat and I've got the right things in my hand, because I do have a good number of mental resources, I can play those. So that's the idea with the deck, and I'm basically just trying to deal maximum damage every turn and looking to take down each villain in 3 turns. The other key to the campaign is going to be the upgrade cards, and so I am going to pretty much exclusively take the Tactical Scanner, which gives me 5 cards to draw, and I can't decide between Zola and Absorbing Man. Those are the 2 villains that take me 4 or 5 turns, usually 4. I managed to take Zola down in 2 using this, and I managed to take Absorbing Man down in 2 using the Tactical Scanner. So I'm definitely getting this card. The other one that's really good is pull Nick Fury out, put a tough on him, and then I would draw 3 cards and have Nick Fury. Is another reasonable option, but I still think the 5-card draw is better. And then I take the basic attack upgrade. Again, when I get to Taskmaster, I'm not trying to get allies. When I get to Zola, I'm not worried about defeating the minions. I'm actually not even worried about freeing up Spider-Woman. And when I get past that one, I will add another card to my deck if I don't free Spider-Woman, but sometimes I try on the last turn of the game when I'm going to win. Gives me an additional hit point and raises my attack to 3. I honestly don't really care about flipping to this side. Because this one is after I defeat a minion, exhaust to draw a card, which again is amazing. So if I get it, but I can't focus on getting that upgrade. So that's that. I will pause and shuffle up Crossbones, and we'll get going with the campaign. All right, everybody, we are here. Crossbones, turn 1, or turn 1 of the campaign, if you will. We will flip, and he gets the Power Gauntlet. So every time he attacks, we have to discard a card. That is going to be tricky. I will shuffle up my deck. Forgive my sound a little bit. I'm not in the studio, which is at our store. I'm at my house. And this is just plywood on a fake counter because my kitchen is being renovated. And this is currently the best spot for me to film. So apologies on a little lack of sound there. I know it's echoey. All right, so we're shuffled up. We're going to try to take him down here. So we'll draw our opening hand. We see an energy absorption. That's awesome. And we see Photonic Blast. That's what we're looking for. We're discarding all of these. 4 more cards. All right, so we got a little bit here. We'll use our Commander ability and draw another card. There's our Energy Channel. We'll flip over. And what are we going to do here? So we want to play our Photonic Blast. We need to use a Lightning Bolt to trigger that. So I've got a Lightning Bolt and 2 here, so that's going to deal 5 damage, bringing him down to 7, and letting us draw a card. We can then play our Energy Channel, and we can drop 4 on that. Let me see. We could drop 3, and we could play Haymaker. I guess we're good. We'll play our Skilled Investigator, probably never getting to do it. We'll put these on there, and we will fire it off for 8. and that will flip him. When he flips, we get the machine gun out of his deck. So he's flipped on turn 1, which is pretty good. He's at 14 health. That machine gun's going to hit us pretty hard, but we'll flip down on turn 2 if we can't deal enough damage this turn, which we might not be able to, given everything we just got rid of. Put our skilled investigator down, attack him for 2 with Captain Marvel. And, I guess I will save the concussive blow because I could deal 3 damage with it and confuse him, which could be helpful. So we will finish. He will now take his turn 1. We'll draw back up, see what we draw. So not a lot of damage there, so we'll probably be confusing him, flipping, and trying for a 3-turn win, which is totally fine. So he's going to add 1 threat to the main scheme. Then he's going to attack me, fire off the machine gun, which will hit me for 3, of course. And then he's going to attack me for 2 plus 0, so I'll just take 2 and I have to discard a card. So I will discard my helmet. I don't need that. That's going to lower what we can do, huh? And then he's going to flip, and it's going to be a Hydra Flame Soldier. There's that. So we're definitely not going to win here in 2 turns. That is fine. So here we go, turn 2 of the campaign. So we can deal 3 damage to him, which I think is what we'll do here. So we're going to deal 3 damage with the concussive blow. That'll bring him down to 9. And he is confused, which will help us for next turn. Then, if we don't get rid of that, we're going to get another weapon, but c'est la vie. So we will, I could rotate this, but I don't know what I'm going to find that I'm going to like better than Quake. So we will attack for 2, bring him down to 7, flip over, use our commander ability. Now we've got both of these cards. The Photonic Blast will be enough, so I'm actually just going to get rid of this card. And we'll end our turn there, draw back up to 6, and we've got enough to kill him on the next turn, so we just need to survive. But it looks like I didn't have enough for this threat. Oh, you know what I could have done is gotten rid of this threat instead of dealing the 2 damage. But I already drew the card, so we'll let it be. So we're going to add 1 here. He is then confused, so this will go away. Then the Flame Soldier will add the 3rd, which will trigger attack on Mount Athena, which means we flip to this one, which adds another experimental weapon. So we have the gun with ranged, and then we draw our card here. And this is, 5 damage on Crossbones. That's going to be tricky, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so next up here, we're going to play Commander and draw a card. Then we will flip over. We'll use our Photonic Blast with these cards. Let's see here. We'll use it with... I can't do that much better, huh? So we'll use it with a Stealth Strike. Photonic Blast him for 5. That will get rid of his armor. Let us draw a card. Then we will play Energy Channel. And we'll add 4 to it. And then we'll spend that to deal 8 damage, which defeats Crossbones. So there you go. Game 1, Crossbones down. These 2 are going in our deck. And we're going to take our tactical scanner upgrade. All right, I'm going to shuffle up. Okay, next play of our speed run is Absorbing Man. So I've got out our standard set and our obligation card, calls for Hydra Patrol, and then we have these 2 experimental weapons. So we'll shuffle all that up, and then we need to search for an environment card. If you recall from the previous play, I was on turn 3. I think I forgot to change it to turn 3, so just so people know. And then I took the tactical scanner, so I have that there, which I'm going to pop on turn 1. Now, I'm not sure the best time to pop that tactical scanner, but I think if we can decrease delay tokens, it makes Red Skull easier. And Absorbing Man actually has the most health. It's 14 and then 15, which is 29 health, which is the most of any boss. So that's kind of my thought process here in terms of all that. So there we go. All right, so there's that. We flip for an environment, and the environment will be also Absorbing Man. If you don't block some things, or if you draw the wrong card after the super absorbing power comes out, it gets really rough. So we're going to try to just flip him turn 1 and beat him turn 2 is going to be the plan. Not that there's really a different plan for any other bosses, but that's how it goes. So we'll shuffle our own deck here. And here we go. This is turn 1 of Absorbing Man, which is turn 4 overall. Alright, let's draw our starting hand. Alright, so these 6 cards. I don't think we're going to end up using Spider-Woman. We don't want to do any of this. We don't need For Justice. Even Quake is tricky, but Quake could take the block, so we'll try to do that. So we'll draw 3 more here, keeping the Stealth Strike. Not a great draw, so we'll see what happens. So then we draw our extra card for Commander, and then we're going to play our Alpha Flight Station using Followed. Then we'll use the other Followed, because we can't use that, to trigger it. Draw 2 more cards. So again, not a great draw here. This is going to be tricky. We'll flip to this side, we'll pop our Tactical Scanner, and draw 5 cards. Ooh, there's a Nick Fury. That will be super helpful, but man, we got like no double resources, and I'd love to see not the energy double resource for in terms of what we're doing. We do have these Stealth Strikes and these, so we'll save those to pair up there. In terms of all that, I know there's a ton of cards here. So we don't need foiled. Let's see. So we'll use our double energy, we'll use one of our Haymakers, and we'll use foiled to put Nick Fury out. We may not end up playing Quake, we'll have to see. Draw 3 cards. And put 2 threat on the main scheme. I just realized I forgot to do that. And we're going to have to discard a resource, so it's really working against us on this particular play. Alright, let's see what we want to do. So we want to do these Photonic Blasts. Clear the area would let us clear that and draw another card to see if we could draw something better. Maybe I'll go for that. So let me use clear the area to remove 2 threat. When I do that, I clear the scheme, so I get to draw another card. Not what we needed. Woo! This is not going well. Alright, so we'll use these 3 to Photonic Blast and draw another card, which is another Photonic Blast. So he's down to 9. And then, let's see here. We're going to use Stealth Strike and Quake and one of these Power of Justice to do Photonic Blast, which will allow us to draw another card for Jessica Jones. We'll do 2 with Nick and 2 with ourselves. So our goal was to flip him, which we did. So that will bring him down. They'll reset to 15, and we have to go find Super Absorbing Power. We'll go find that side scheme. This one can be trouble, for sure. If he draws that Omni card or whatever, we certainly are in trouble in terms of all that. So, but we got him down on one stage, just a matter of drawing enough for the next. I'm not sure because it's a significant amount, but we've still got those energy channels in there. We did use 2 Photonic Blasts for him as well. Alright, so we'll put 3 on that. And then we've got a Stealth Strike here, so we will Stealth Strike. That's 4 damage. And he's down to 11, so that's pretty good. So it really just comes down to what we're going to draw. We got an energy channel. There we go. So we got 10 damage. We can beat him. We just got to get through all of this here. So here we go. His turn. We're going to put 1 on the main scheme. He's going to attack us. We're going to block with Nick. Attacks for 4. And Nick is dead. And then he's going to draw his card, which is, Hydra Soldier. That's going to slow us down. Alright, so we got to figure out how to do 4 damage, huh? Alright, so we'll cycle this energy channel with the Alpha Flight Station. We get a Photonic Blast. Ah, man. Alright, so we'll Photonic... Is there a different way to do that? I don't think so. We Photonic Blast. We Haymaker, and then hit him. Can deal 5. Not much more. So we'll Photonic Blast the Hydra Soldier, which will give us a card. Draw a card. And then we will Energy Channel and put 6 on there. Hit him for 6, so we did not get him down this turn. So he will go down to 5. Had we not drawn that Hydra Soldier, we would have been all set. We'll flip to our other side and draw a card. We'll keep the energy absorption. So we're going to add 1 to here. I'm sorry, that was turn 5. I keep forgetting to turn this over. In terms of that, we will draw back up. So we definitely have the damage to be able to kill him this turn. Actually, where is our damage? We don't have any damage here, so we'll see. But we've got a lot to cycle through. So this goes. All right, so he'll add 1 here. Then he's going to scheme for 2 plus 0. So that's just going to go up to 4. Let me find a 3. And then he's going to have 2 cards against us. So the first one is Piercing Thorns. We discard a random card, and he has the Wood trait. So we discard 1 card we control. Man, I might not even get him down with 5 damage. Oh, I lost energy absorption. Rough. All right, and then he's got the Snowy Hillside, so that's going to go into play and surge into the Wood one, which is going to surge into Skill Tactics. Oh, goodness gracious. I forgot the delay counters. So this will add 1, because there's 2 delay counters. All right. So we are Carol Danvers. It is turn 6. So I wanted to get him down in 2, so popping that tactical scanner did not help us. Draw a card with Commander. There's our 3 damage. So we will flip over to Captain Marvel. We will attack for 2. And then we will use our Concussive Blow for 3 to deal 3 damage to him. And he's dead. So that's 6 turns, so 3 for each of the villains. So at this rate, we'll get 15 turns. So the end of that, we gain one of the basic power-ups, and we're going to take the basic attack upgrade. And I will set up Taskmaster, and we'll move on. Alright, welcome back everybody. Here's Taskmaster. So Taskmaster has the unique thing where we can rescue these allies, but I'm basically not going to do it. If I can do it on the turn where I'm going to defeat him, I will, because a free ally in my deck is great, but I'm not really worried about it. So I have 2 delay counters from Absorbing Man because I beat him on my turn 3. That gets us to 6 turns, so we're on turn 7. I took the attack upgrade, so my attack will now be 3, and then my health will be up +1, so I'll have 13 health. It's interesting here because if we draw his photographic, whatever it is, reflexes or something like that, Taskmaster would be really tough. But he doesn't have too many nasty cards on this level, and we have so much health that it's really not going to be an issue. We don't even really need to take care of this Hydra Patrol, but I might, if I put a Followed out, I can deal 4 damage, so it kind of works, and then I can pick who I put in front of me, so those Insight minions are what I have there. So that's shuffled. We'll give this a shuffle. Again, still using the same deck for all of this. I got a lot of practice with this deck. Actually, I think I ended up using Aggression when we were trying to do Rhino Heroic 3, Larry and I, and got Rhino Heroic 3 down. We just didn't do it on camera, which is fine. So I got a lot of practice using Captain Marvel. All right, here we go. We'll draw our 6 opening cards. There's a decent amount of damage here. So yeah, Followed is an interesting question as to whether I want to play that. I definitely don't need 2 concussive blows. 1 could be okay to confuse him. Got the haymakers. I don't need these, and the 4 damage isn't bad. If I can flip him and then flip to my other side afterward, I should be okay. So we'll try that. Draw these 3. It's funny, I keep drawing the Alpha Flight Station. I'm not sure my best choice there, but we will use Commander to draw a card. We don't need that one, so we'll use it to play the Alpha Flight Station. Then we will trigger the Alpha Flight Station with For Justice. And that'll draw us 2 more cards, so it'll help us play Concussive Blow. We will flip over to this side. I don't have a ton of damage, so I think I will go for Followed. So I'm going to use my Haymaker to put Followed on here. And then I can... let's see. Then I can play... when I flip over, I need to take damage, so I take 1 from Taskmaster, so I'm down to 12. Then I guess I'll just use my own ability to get rid of that. my thwart. I'll get rid of Hydra Patrol. That gets rid of Followed, which deals 4 damage, so he's down to 9. Then I'll search in here, and it's the Hydra Regular, who has Insight 1, which I believe is it put into play? Put into play, so I don't have to trigger that, so that's still at 1. And then I will play my Concussive Blow and deal 3 damage to him, so I did not get a lot of damage in. This is interesting on this run. I'm not seeing the damage that I've seen in the past. And then I can cycle my Haymaker card, but I think it's okay, so I think I'll keep that one, although the +1 health could be good. So I guess I'll cycle it, get my Photonic Blast, and draw back up. Alright, so I got Nick Fury, and I've got a Photonic Blast here. To be interesting what I choose to do based on that. I might use the Alpha Flight Station to see what I can draw. Alright, so we add 1 threat here. I'm going to add another threat instead of taking a damage. Then he's going to attack me for 2 + 1 is 3. And then the Hydra Regular will attack me for 2, so I'm at 8. And then we'll draw a card, and it is the Shield, so he will retaliate, which could be a big deal, but it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so back to us. I will use the Alpha Flight Station to get rid of For Justice, draw a new card. Man, looking for that other one. So, man, I really want to draw Nick. What do I want to do here? 6 damage, huh? That's 3. Put Quake out. If I deal 5, draw another card. Or I could just deal 4 with Nick. So I think that's going to be my plan. I'll play Nick Fury, deal 4 damage. Then I'll attack with Nick Fury to deal 2. That'll flip him to the other side. Nick takes 2 because of Retaliate. And then when he flips, he's got 16 health now, which is a good amount. And I will attack him for 2 to put him down, 3 to put him at 13. I take a damage, I'll flip to my other side and draw a card. It's a Stealth Strike, so I'll keep that because that's damage. Alright, here we go. So now we're going to add 1 to the main scheme. He goes to scheme, he's confused. And then we draw a card. And this one schemes for 1 to go to 5. Draw a card. And it's going to be Mimicry. So I have to discard the top 5 and see if we draw a thwart action. I think the only one I have is For Justice. So we do not. So nothing happens there. Yep. Alright. So now, whoops, that was turn 8. And now it's turn 9. I'm sorry that I keep forgetting to turn that. Nick is gone. So now we're just trying to figure out. And I never drew my cards. We're just trying to figure out if we can deal 13 damage here. We've got an energy channel, so we're looking at a good amount. So let's start by commandering and drawing our card. Then we will use our Alpha Flight Station, I guess on our Skilled Investigator to draw 2 more cards. This is where this is really good. And there we go, we're set. Flip over. We will play Photonic Blast. And we will use our Crisis Interdiction, so that deals 5 damage, bringing him to 8. And draws a card. And then we've got an Energy Channel. We'll put 3 on that. We'll hit that for 6. Careful. I need to take a damage from Retaliate, another damage, and then I will hit him for 3 for the final damage, and Taskmaster's defeated. So you can see we're averaging 3 turns. I'd like to find a way to get to 2 turns. Really, Absorbing Man is the one that I'd like to get to 2 turns. Zola is going to cause the biggest threat coming up next because Zola puts out guard minions like crazy. So you could see we got one. Was it this game? No, it was the last game where we got a guard minion. That slows us down big time. Could still get through it, but Zola, I wouldn't be surprised if Zola takes us 4. And then we'll see on Red Skull. It's basically whether the sleeper comes out. So those guard minions are what slow you down, which honestly is what can make this whole thing a little bit boring. In that you're really just looking at, okay, this can deal the damage, but this deck might stop me from being able to do it. But it still just kind of makes it a fun thing to do. So Zola's up next. We are resetting our health to 13. We keep our basic attack upgrade. Normally we would get one of these allies, but like I said, we never saw them. We're not playing around with that, so we did not get those. Ooh, I missed an encounter card. What would it have been? So I would have been stunned. I think that would have been fine. Apologies. I'm going to keep moving on, but if you want to call shenanigans on me, I fully understand. Alright, hello everybody. We're continuing our speed run of the Rise of Red Skull. We've got Dr. Zola here. We have taken 9 turns to defeat the other 3 villains, so that's 3 turns each. Working on Zola. Carol Danvers, we've got the attack upgrade card, so we start with 13 hit points. We've got Spider-Woman in the Hydra prison. We're going to try to take Zola down quickly here. We may not even rescue Spider-Woman. We'll see how this goes. So here's our opening draw. So I do like having that followed. That is pretty useful. The stealth strikes, the concussive blow could be good just to keep him confused if I want to flip down. It is a little expensive, but we might hold on to that. I think we'll toss the other stuff here and see what we can get. So we draw 3 more, looking for that energy absorption, which we did not get. So then we'll start. This is turn 10. We will draw for Commander. It's an endurance. So we will flip over. And then, let's see, how do we want to do this? Should be at 12 health here. So we'll use the endurance to play the followed, and then we will remove 2 threat here, and then use clear the area to remove the other 2 threat, which gets rid of followed, deals 4 damage, no retaliate because it's just damage not coming from me. That puts Spider-Woman back in our hand, so we did rescue her, and we get to draw a card from clear the area. So now, I think what I want to do is, kind of want to do the concussive blow, although I could do that next turn, or I could draw the energy absorption. So I'm going to do the photonic blast for 5. I did spend an energy resource, and I do take a retaliate, so I draw a card. Didn't draw what I was looking for, so I will discard that and hold the concussive blow for going into next turn, because I could hit him and confuse him next turn. And I take 1 more damage from that. Alright, so we will draw back up. No energy absorption still, so that's going to be a little tricky, but we do have 2 cards to trigger, and we can cycle a card, so we're in relatively good shape. We'll see what happens on the draw here. So he's going to add 1 and a test counter. Then he's going to attack me for 1 plus 0 is 1, and the Bioservant will attack me for 1 down to 9. And then we flip, and it's a mutate, which will deal 2 damage to me. No big deal, we can ignore him when we flip down next turn. So here we go, turn 11. Oops, 11. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cycle this Crisis Interdiction with our rechannel to draw a card, which is an Alpha Flight Station. Then we will concussive blow him for 3 damage. I think we take 1 retaliate there, is what I have seen. He is also confused, which is just going to keep that scheme from flipping, which will be our goal. So then we're going to go get test subjects. And this is basically where the randomness comes in. If we get a mutate with a Zola's mutate with a guard, that just slows us way down. If we get something else, the Bioservant or the Berserk mutate, then we're fine. So let's see. Alright. Flip through. And it's a Bioservant. No big deal. That gains tough. Okay, so he's at 14 health as of now. So we will attack him for 3, bringing him down to 11, us down to 7. We'll flip over Commander. Don't need the foil because he's not going to boost, so we'll spend that for Alpha Flight Station. We'll spend Alpha Flight Station or Haymaker for Alpha Flight Station to draw 2, the 2 cards we want to see. Then we will draw 4 cards, filling our hand. It'd be nice to have an energy channel, but we don't have one, so we could cycle for 1. And away we go. So he's going to add 1 here and a test counter. He's then going to scheme, but he's confused. And then these Bioservants and the mutate will scheme as well, so this goes to 4. Now he's going to draw 2 cards because of test subject. So Mind Ray, he's going to scheme against us, and we are confused. I did not hold my foiled, so he'll scheme for 2, and we'll place a test counter on there. Okay, so we place the test counter, which means that would trigger. So when that triggers, we discard cards until a minion is discarded and put it into play. Okay. He gets +1 scheme, so then this is going to trigger after that. Craziness. All right. So we draw from here, and we put a Zola's Mutate into play, but we don't when revealed. So then this will trigger. So then we pick one to put into play, and we're going to pick a Berserk Mutate. This is crazy, all these ones in front of us. Put one on here, and we just need to deal our 11 damage. And we're good to go. We are confused. Oh, we got a second card. Oh, he schemes again. All right. So 2 plus deal 1 damage to each character you control. So he's putting 2 on there to go to 3. There would have been 1 as well. I got that already. Okay. All right. So we're looking for that damage. If we can deal that 11 damage, we'll be good. We've got 8, so we just need something else. So we will draw our card with Commander. We will... let's see. Got 2 damage there. We will cycle Crisis Interdiction with the Alpha Flight Station to draw 2. Energy Absorption. So we might not have the damage here, huh? Alright. So let's see. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man. So close. So we need to get rid of that test subject scheme, which is going to be Jessica Jones. So we'll put out the Skilled Investigator. We will put out Jessica Jones. I guess we'll deal the 5 with Psionic Blast, bringing him down to 6. He is tricky, no doubt, but we don't have any guards. Then we get to draw a card. There's our Energy Channel. So we'll play Energy Channel, put 10 on it, and do the 10 to kill Dr. Zola. Sorry, that was turn 12. So another 3, which is where we're kind of averaging out. We'll see how it goes with Red Skull. So we did defeat the Hydra Prison. We do have Captain Marvel on the hero side, so we flip this over, and after we defeat a minion, we can exhaust this to draw a card. Alright, we're going to shuffle up Red Skull and finish up the campaign and see if we can get 15, 16, 17 turns where we finish up. Alright, here we go, finishing up the Red Skull campaign. It's taken us 12 turns, so we'll go to turn 13. We'll see if we can do it in 15 or 16 turns maybe. Red Skull takes a while. Really get the most variability with these two. If you draw too many cards, just by having too many cards, it can be tricky to take down Red Skull if he gets too many guards and things or tough status cards on him. So you get the most variable and randomness, which is why I think on future plays I might use the tactical scanner here to draw the 5 cards and just zip him down. We start with 2 on the main scheme because we had 2 delay counters with Absorbing Man because it took us 3 turns to beat him. So I can't remember if I shuffled, so we'll shuffle this up. And draw our 6 cards. So that's good to see an energy absorption right off the bat. Even Jessica Jones can be pretty good in this one. So we've got that to play for that. We've got those to pay for that. And whatever we draw, I might just actually hold this. So we'll see. Alright, we will draw for our commander, which is clear the area. Flip over. And first things first, we can't deal any damage till we get rid of that red house. So we will use our attack to get rid of the red house. Now he is able to be damaged. We'll deal 5 damage with the Photonic Blast to go to 7. Draw a card. Now we get followed. Then we will use... we'll use the followed with the Photonic Blast to deal 5 more damage to him, bringing him down to 2. Draw a card. Then we've got our energy channel. So do we want our Jessica Jones out there? Or what do we want to do? You could add 2 to that, keep the clear the area, or use the clear the area to draw. Oh, Jessica Jones seems good just to block, although health-wise we should be fine. Let's, Oof, I don't know. If we clear the area with that, we could still put Jessica Jones out. So we'll clear the area to get rid of these two. Then we'll draw a card. Ooh. And we'll play Jessica Jones with the energy absorption. And we'll attack for 2, which will flip Red Skull and deal us a card. So he now has 16 health. And she's got a damage on her. So we'll probably just take the hit because we can heal. Do I keep this card? Sure. And we'll draw back up. So we got Nick, which will be awesome. Play Nick Fury and deal a bunch of damage. Looking good shape, so let's see what he's going to throw at us. All right. So first things first, he's going to add 1 here and then flip a scheme, which is going to be Mass Chaos. So we're going to flip the top 5. Lots of energy bolts. Oop, we got 1 of everything. So those 5 are going to put 3 on this scheme, which we probably won't get rid of, but if we get another scheme and can use Jessica Jones, we might do it. Then he's going to attack us for 1, plus 1 is 2. I'm just going to take it. 3, 4, so we're down to 9. And then we've got 2 encounter cards. So first one is Advance, so he'll scheme for 3, plus 2 is 5. Yikes. That goes to 6. And then he'll put out a Hydro Exo-Soldier, who we will ignore. Alright, so it is our turn. This is turn 14. So we've taken some damage, so we will cycle this for Justice to heal 1 and draw a Crisis Interdiction. We will then, spend our 4 to pick Nick Fury out. And instead of drawing cards, which is my normal inclination, I'm going to deal 4 damage here. I'm then going to use Jessica Jones to deal 2. I'm going to use Nick to deal 2. Myself to deal 3. And then the question is, where do we want to go from here? I think I could just take the hits with all the blocks. Makes the most sense. So normally I flip down here, but I think in this case I should be okay. So we will flip, draw 5. We did not draw any damage there, so we'll see how that goes. But with Jessica Jones and myself, we can deal the damage, so we'll see. All right, we're going to add 1 here. He's going to reveal Censor the Past, which will have 3 on it. We could shuffle cards back in. He's going to attack me for 1, 2, 3, and I'll block with Nick Fury. Sorry, I didn't say that. And then he's going to draw 1 card, which will be Red Skull gets additional cards. That is our turn 15, and we don't need to play anything, but we will do Cosmic Flight to heal 1 to go back up to 11, draw a card. It's a Stealth Strike, but we're good. We will hit him with Jessica Jones, hit him with Captain Marvel, and that is the campaign. 15 turns, 3 per villain is the number we got to. So that's the deck. That is the campaign. People were saying they wanted to see it filmed a little bit in terms of all that. So, yeah, I just thought people would have fun with this. So I'm hoping that people will kind of run and pick heroes. I already saw somebody that checked out Hulk and tried it out and did Hulk in 14 turns with aggression. So it'd be fun to take each hero and see what this is. I mean, I guess there's kind of a bragging rights to it, but that's not really my goal. I just thought it'd be fun as a community to be like, ooh, I took your deck and then I changed these 2 cards and I was able to get, 14 turns or whatever. But yeah, this is crazy. It's really a matter of figuring out where to use that tactical scanner. That's what's saving you some of the turns on each of them. Red Skull really didn't draw too much to hurt us here, but there's a bunch of guards in here that could have been a big deal. Ooh, I forgot to take 2 damage from this, I just realized, but I still would have just been down to 9, so that was my bad. Couple mistakes along the way, I apologize, but nothing that changed the course of the game. But the Hydra Soldiers would be rough. Exhausted character and tough can be tricky. They kind of do the same thing. The side schemes isn't too bad unless we were trying to do Followed, but certainly had he instead put out Sleeper Awakens, that's a huge pain in the butt, although a hit and a Photonic Blast will get rid of it, which is nice. And had he had Prison Camps, it would have been just like a field day, because then we could just put Nick Fury out and deal damage or draw cards, so there you go. The challenge is on. Captain Marvel, Justice, lots of lightning bolts. The Rise of Red Skull campaign in 15 turns. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm the Brandt, and I hope Until next time, you step into the portal.